this?
Probably the one that does, he actually, does the refrigerators and the freezers.
Actually, we had it here, we had the public. We had it when we adjourned. It
Every
wasn't-
concern I brought up.
We adjourned.
Oh, that one lady that was always a pain in the ass, didn't she?
No, so they said they're lawyer.
I thought she still.
No, she's still suing. Not suing, she's got an attorney. A pretty damn good attorney.
I can move the mixer over there.
We move this.
What I can, which is more important, to get this out of here or to get this out?
This out here. This could actually stay. If I could get this.
Okay, that's easy.
Yes, if you get this could stay. So all we need is another box.
I got to the attic in my barn, and got a stupid metal cabinet. I got this metal cabinet. It's on wheels. I don't know where the hell it came from, but I think I only used it a time on it.
And you're gonna go, wow, that's a lot of refrigerant.
And just roll it out when I need it.
So we got the attorney, the plan,
Walk-in
the engineer, and
freezer.
now,
That's,
Laura's intern
like,
sits up here too.
how big would that box be? How to describe it?
All I gotta do is measure how much.
It would be like maybe, maybe 5 or 6 feet wide, but maybe 12 feet long. It's a big
This is how
one.
shit gets screwed up.
You'll see it on the outside of the building.
Yes,
You
it
can
was
see
over,
the
it was
freezer.
over, the health department was like,
It's like a small, box that's in the back of a truck. Like that. That's the.
Good?
All right, at 7:30 PM, I'd like to call the June 13th Town Board meeting to order. If you'd all please rise. Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Clerk, please call roll.
Supervisor Dwyer? Here. Councilman Cole?
Here.
Councilman DeAndrea?
Here.
Councilman Mattingly?
Present.
Councilman Schuback?
Here.
Attorney Buckeye?
Here.
DPW Commissioner Astorino? Recreational Director Walter?
Here.
Town Comptroller Kane? Police Chief Rader?
And Michael.
Hi, Mike.
No presentations tonight. I would like to make a motion that we accept the regular meeting minutes for May 30th, 2024.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Correspondence is listed as addendum number 1. I'll go over some of the correspondence and some of my board report, but we did discuss it in our workshop. Is there any board discussion on any of the correspondence?
No.
Okay. There are no visiting elected officials with us. We will go right into reports of boards and department heads, beginning with our police chief, John Rader. The microphone is on, I can tell by the red light.
I learned my lesson last month, last week. Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. My report's brief tonight. Just let the board know that the Junior Police Academy registration is in progress. We still have openings in both sessions. Session 1 is from July 15th through July 26th. Session 2 is from August 5th through August 16th. This is our third summer running the program. It's been very successful. It's open to 10 to 15-year-olds from the Greenwood Lake, Florida, and Warwick school districts. The cost is $250, and I will say our SROs have done a tremendous job building a very involved program in just 10 short days. And the highlight of the 2 weeks is when we host graduation at Mountain Lake Park. The graduates, or soon-to-be graduates of our academy, are brought in police cars after patrolling the town with us for the morning. Lights and sirens, when we turn them back over to their families. So it's a great event. We highly encourage members of the community to have their children participate. We accept up to 25 students per session. We begun the planning process for this year's National Night Out. It's going to be on Tuesday, August 6th in Veterans Memorial Park in the Village of Warwick from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. The event includes exhibit tables from local businesses and organizations, games, food trucks, Touch a Truck, which represents all aspects of life in the town of Warwick. So that's from emergency services vehicles, farm vehicles, stock cars for some of our residents participate in that. You name it, we usually have the vehicle there for people to see, the town. The entertainment, again, this year will be provided by the Black Dirt Bandits for the 3 hours. And we're going to be running the majority of this through grant funds. So again, we encourage the community to join us. It's an evening of fun, interaction with the police department. The police department, our officers will be there cooking hot dogs for the residents. So it's a night for us to have good conversation and a good time. It's not often the police gets to invite the entire community to a barbecue. So we're looking forward to that. Just a reminder, and I'll probably be doing this throughout the next couple months, that there are many events scheduled in the community throughout the summer and well into the fall. We're going to attempt to post as much information on our Facebook page as possible in advance of the events, but the residents should expect an increased volume of traffic, occasional road closures and detours. Our next major event is the Warwick Fire Department's annual carnival. That's starting on Wednesday, June 26th, and ends Saturday evening, June 29th, with the fireworks show. And my last item is we held that child safety seat check event on June 2nd at the Price Chopper parking lot. It was very well attended. We encourage any resident in the town with a child safety seat to contact the police department, make an appointment with one of our technicians to check the seat. They attend 40 hours of initial training and are required to take additional training every year during their certifications. That's all I have unless there's questions from the board.
Any questions from the board? Great job, Chief.
Thank you,
Keep it
sir.
up. A lot of good stuff coming out of the police department. DPW Commissioner Ben Astorino. Always happy. You didn't look very excited to walk, as excited as the chief to walk up there and give his report.
Well, it's a tough act to follow. What do you want me to say, But I do need to raise the microphone. Anyhow, since we got that out of the way. Welcome. Good evening, I should say. Now you got me all screwed up. That's just
I'm sorry, I won't
crazy.
say
I can't
anything
believe that. For the past couple weeks, at the last board meeting, the town of Warwick DPW's been busy. We were up to Mountain Lake Park. We replaced a clogged sewer line under Bowen Road. We removed all the rest of the topsoil out of the fishing parking lot, the lot that's right adjacent to the gate to the pond, to the lake up there. That's done. We replaced a pipe on Jessup Road, which is a road we are going to finish paving this year. So we have a few more pipes on Jessup Road to be done, and then the other roads we're going to replace some infrastructure and get that done before we pave. We did some catch basin work up in Southwick. We repaired a couple of basins up there. Ditch work, we finished Iron Forge Road, and we finished Jessup Road today. We worked with a contractor yesterday out on the Big Island Flats to shim that section of the road where the county bridge is going into the town of Warwick. It came out wonderful. We will be cold mix paving Monday and Tuesday of next week, weather permitting. It looks like it's going to be a go. We're going to start with Skinner's Lane, and then we'll move to the Big Island Flats and get that accomplished Monday and Tuesday. We are road sweeping all roads. We are especially concentrating now on the roads that will be paved. So we're out and about with that. Mowing, we are out with the mower every day. It's a large town. I said this last meeting, I'll continue saying it all summer. The grass is growing. We have literally a mower and a half because we keep one mower over the other side of the mountain. We will bring that over here. It takes time. You're going 4 to 5 miles an hour mowing each way. So we are moving. We are trying to keep up, but the grass is growing faster than we can keep up. Potholes, as always, we're out with hot mix asphalt this time of year. Vehicle maintenance, emergency repairs, we're always on top of that. Road signs, we replace as needed. If there's any faded stop signs, street signs that are knocked down, we take care of that. We finished hauling the rest of the material for the cold mix paving to Union Corners Park, and as I said, that pile should be out of there by Tuesday, weather permitting. We worked with the water department up in Indian Park for some summer water systems that had to be repaired. And as with all the other parks, we mow and maintain them on a weekly basis. Any questions, comments, concerns?
Well, the guys are working real hard. We appreciate everything you guys are doing.
Thank you.
Busy time of year, and they're keeping up.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Matt cannot be here tonight. He's working around the clock on the water sewer department, but he did provide a report that was distributed to the town board. Sam,
I keep jumping up.
you're up.
I'm up, okay. Thank you, Supervisor. So I wanted to also thank the DPW for coming out and not only getting the parks all ready, adding parking that was much needed, but they also did repair the sewer pipe, and fix the road, got that ready in time for the upcoming Food Truck Fest. So thanks so much to DPW for doing that for us. I also wanted to thank Kyle Gluckstein, one of the local Boy Scouts. He finished the fire pit circle at the park. If you haven't seen it, it looks really nice. There's all small pebbles around, new pavers. He sanded and painted all the benches. It matches the rest of the park, so it looks amazing. And I believe they're going to use it this Saturday for an Eagle Scout ceremony, and then they'll also be using the fire pit circle at the Food Truck Fest as well. I also wanted to thank a volunteer who's a local resident, retired, Mark Y. He's been out at the park several days a week, just trimming bushes, weeding. He's very handy, worked inside the arts building. He's starting to set up a gallery space for a photography exhibit that'll happen with the Fuller Moon Arts Festival. So thanks to Mark Y. So the pools are still only open on weekends. June 24th, they'll be open 7 days a week. So there's still time to get your passes. It's supposed to be really hot summer, so get your passes to go swimming. And we're doing pickleball clinics right now. Those are going well. We're also doing something called Duper. It's a way to assess players' ability and rate them for tournaments. So that's being run by Pat Corcoran. He's a great park volunteer. And then outside of recreation, we have our first ever graduation of the Young Naturalist Preschool program. So tomorrow we'll have 11 little ones graduating from the program. It's going to be really great for them. They're amazing. They can hike the whole trail at the park. They know the birds, they know the plants, so it's pretty neat that we have that at the park. And then just making sure, the park's open for Father's Day. I know a lot of people want to come out and picnic for that. And at the Food Truck Fest is going to be the 20th, 2 to 9. It's going to be a great time, so I hope that you all come out and come to the park for the Food Truck Fest. And that's it.
Thank you, Sam. Appreciate it. All right, going right into the town board reports, beginning with Councilman D'Angelo.
Okay, good evening. The kennel floors are being refinished with a new epoxy, and the new insulated chutes have been delivered, and they're waiting on an installation date. The Animal Rights Alliance A low-cost spay and neuter clinic for cats is currently booked through September. The SNR certificates will be issued based on this scheduled date of surgery. Residents purchasing certificates need to first contact the Animal Rights Alliance for an appointment before obtaining an SNR certificate. The shelter will be closed to the public on Saturday, June 15th, as the staff will be attending a pet first aid and CPR course. Animal control will still be available for any animal emergency. Now, besides dogs and cats, they have 2 neutered male ferrets in need of a good home who were abandoned in the Warwick Town Park. Both are extremely friendly. They have 15 parakeets available for adoption, preferably in pairs, and 4 rabbits. Small animal adoption applications are available to download at wvhumane.org. Now, the shelter needs currently some daily supplies. They need bleach, paper towels, canned pate-style cat and kitten food, paper plates, both large and small, heavy-duty garbage bags, and they have a wish list at wvhumane.org with other things. That's all I have for the Humane Society. The Warwick Friendly, the Town of Warwick Friendly Visitor Program. The number of neighbors assisted in May were 31. The number of volunteers assisting those neighbors was 16, and the number of services provided by those 16 volunteers was 176. So they do a really nice job.
Yeah.
And that's all I have, thank you.
All right, thank you. Councilman Cole, your report, please.
No report.
Councilman Mattingly.
No report tonight, Mr. Supervisor.
Councilman Schuback.
Nothing to report at this time.
Attorney Buckheit.
As you anticipated, my report is confidential. It's been distributed to the town board, and I'm prepared to answer any questions.
Any questions from the board for the attorney?
No.
Okay. Everybody wants to get home for a nice heat wave at their house. Town Clerk Astorino.
Okay, we have a bid request to repair air conditioner unit at the Art Building in Mountain Lake Park. The first was from TJ Service for $6,300. The second is Alpine Air for $9,664. And the last is Nebraska Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling for $12,868.05. The fees collected for the month of May 2024 were $68,605.07, and the fees paid out were $3,129.24. As you can see, the clerk's office is very busy, and that's all I have.
Very good, thank you. As everyone knows, before this general meeting, we have a public workshop that generally takes place about 90 minutes before the general meeting. I present the town board with my report, which is most of the things that we're working on, some of the problems that we're encountering, and some of the updates on the issues that we have gone over at our meetings. And I'll essentially provide a summary at this time. The only thing that I exclude in the general meeting is any personnel-related matters or confidential information that may not be shared publicly through New York state laws. As the police chief mentioned, the Junior Police Academy, which is, I have to say, an extremely exciting opportunity for not only the public, but I think for a police department to interact with the kids. It's such a unique experience to offer to the community, and I really appreciate the police department's efforts in putting that together. And I want to make sure that the public understands that this is open to everyone within the town of Warwick, any school district within the town of Warwick. This is a program that is affordable based on what you're getting. As the chief put it, you're basically getting summer camp for 10 days for $250. But so much more than that. The experience that you can really take home from this department is second to none. And I just wanted to thank the chief and the department for their work in organizing this. As I've been doing is updating on the short-term rental violations for the town of Warwick. Since January 1st, the town board and the building department have issued $164,000 in fines for illegally operating short-term rentals. And I want to highlight that not one of these short-term rentals is owned by a Warwick resident. In no part of the town are any of the violations that have been sent to town of Warwick residents. And that's not because we're forgiving town of Warwick residents. It's just that it seems there's a trend for those who are investing in the town to not follow the rules. They're not registering their short-term rentals. And it is extremely important for the town, not from a monetary standpoint, but from a quality of life standpoint, to have these short-term rental registrations done, because it goes over the rules that we have in the town of Warwick, such as parking, noise, property boundary issues that are required in the town code, and all different other types of quality of life measures that are really needed to preserve what we love here in Warwick, and that's a good, peaceful environment to live in. So the building department will continue to be extremely aggressive in enforcing the rules that we have for short-term rentals. And what Attorney Buckheit was tasked with early on in his time as our town attorney is to ensure that our short-term rental law meets the needs of the community, because it's a constantly evolving situation where more of these renters and property owners are becoming savvy, and they're hiring agents to run these organizations, these businesses, which are essentially commercial operations occurring in residential neighborhoods. So Attorney Buckheit has presented the town board with a set of changes to the town code, and the town board will have some time to review it, and then we'll hope to look to schedule public hearings to make the necessary code changes, and that process will unfold over the next couple of months. Community Preservation Fund receipts for the month of April totals $136,762. So that's a really great trend that we're seeing, a good solid average monthly collection on the Community Preservation Fund, which, as everyone knows, supports our parks, supports our purchase of development rights, keeping open space preserved within the town of Warwick, and just an incredible program that is really the model. You know, the more that I see it, you know, going to these meetings and talking to other towns, it truly is a model for what other towns are trying to do in the state of New York. And fortunately for us, is we were ahead of the curve. We were ahead of that major development that took place just before COVID, during COVID, after COVID. And now, if you're a town like Chester, Monroe, or some of these other towns, you're struggling because you don't have these PDR programs in place. You don't have CPF, and it really goes to show that our predecessors 25, 26 years ago were so ahead of their time and really knew where the trend was going in Orange County, and really saved, I think, Warwick from any catastrophe that some of the neighboring towns are seeing. The kayak launch that the town board authorized the leasing of land to has opened. It officially opened on Memorial Day, and it'll go through Labor Day. It's a kayak launch that has kayak rentals, pedal boat rentals, and paddleboard rentals, as well as fishing kayaks and fishing poles can be rented there. The property is generating $1,000 a month for us while this is going on, but for the public, it just creates greater access to the lake and our beautiful Wickham Lake, which is a town-owned lake. It's actually a very unique lake in that the entire lake is owned by the town of Warwick, whereas most water bodies in the state of New York are governed by the DEC or owned by the state of New York. The water body, as well as all of the property around Wickham Lake, is owned exclusively by the town of Warwick. A very unique situation that I just learned recently. The grant for the Wickham Sewer District, the $16 million grant to the state of New York, was officially submitted and approved and accepted by the state of New York on Friday. So we're happy to report that all of the necessary components for that grant project were done. I want to thank all of the staff and the partners that we had that spent a lot of time and really contributed a lot of effort in putting this grant together, because without it, this vital project to make sure that our residents within the Wickham Sewer District don't have to foot a $12 to $16 million bill to fix this district. So a lot of work went into getting this grant submitted. We got it in on time, actually ahead of time, and it really took a lot of help from a lot of different people. So I want to thank everybody involved in that process. Storm cleanup. We had a lot of the cleanup efforts after the storm are creating a situation where, you know, we opened up the Boy Scout camp for debris cleanup for any residents in the affected areas that live in the town of Warwick along East Shore Road, Forest Knolls, Forest Park, in that area. The Village of Greenwood Lake opened up their DPW for public disposal of brush and debris. And what we're going to do, you know, I think at the last meeting we talked about the Union Corners Park mulch pile. What we're going to do, since that mulch pile is gone, I spoke with the DPW commissioner. We're going to open up a a section of property over by the Dial-A-Bus lot, and we're going to grind up all of the material that we've collected and residents have collected over the storm, and we're going to create mulch piles that will be available for residents to take. That will be more of a hidden, isolated location rather than the first thing that you see at a town park. So I think it makes a lot more sense, not only from an aesthetic standpoint, but from a parking standpoint as well. I don't think parking lots should be used for mulch storage. So stay tuned for that. We'll be renting a tub grinder toward the middle to end of summer, and we'll grind up all the material at our DPW yard, as well as the Boy Scout camp, and I think the Village Greenwood Lake will have another component to that as well. We discussed some upgrades at Mountain Lake Park. I did get board approval for the rehabbing of the cabin 30, cabin 32. Thank you for putting that together really quickly. Did we meet there, was it this morning or yesterday morning?
Yesterday.
Yes.
That was Sean that did.
Yesterday morning, and I got a budget with about 700 details on it. Even caulk, even like a half a tube of caulk was put onto the budget. $3.37 for caulk, for total caulk. I couldn't believe it how detailed it was. So thanks for putting that together so quickly. The board did approve it, and we'll move forward on that. Sorry, Ben, you have to put some guys on that. Ben was there, by the way. I'm not just springing this on him. He was there when we had the meeting to look at it. Clean Streets Committee, the town board authorized the town of Warwick to create a Clean Streets Committee, which is tasked with cleaning roadways within the town of Warwick. Very similar program to the Adopt a Highways programs that's statewide. And we have a Clean Streets Committee right now. We've got 7 active members in the Clean Streets Committee. And the very first event for the Clean Streets Committee is going to be on June 22nd. They'll be meeting at the Warwick Park and Ride on 17A at 8:30 a.m. And they will be cleaning the area of 17A in that general area. Anyone who would like to register to be a member of the Clean Streets Committee, or just to get more information about when and where they'll be meeting, you can email cleanstreets@townofwarwick.org. Some upcoming bridge and road work projects. The town is, as the commissioner said, the town is currently paving with cold mix 2 roads in the town out in Pine Island, Big Island Road and Skinner's Lane. The reason we use a different style of paving for that is because the roads out in Pine Island are more flexible. They tend to shift a little bit more, so we use a more pliable form of paving, which is a cold mix paving, cold mix asphalt, and that's done a little bit earlier than the hot mix asphalt. The hot mix, which is your typical asphalt, will be doing 10 roads and 3 parking lots, and that'll take place late July, early August, hopefully. So that's when those roads will get done. The county is replacing, we got a letter from the county, they're replacing the bridge at Union Corners Park, right? Just north of Union Corners Park, Town Park on Union Corners Road. They're gonna replace the bridge, and they say that it's gonna take anywhere between July 1st to August 23rd to make that bridge replacement. And unfortunately, it's going to require road closures, traffic delays, so just try to navigate your way through there and plan accordingly. Plan ahead, leave a little bit earlier, expect a little bit of traffic in that area. But on the flip side, a lot of investments are happening in the town of Warwick, not only from the town perspective, but between the state, the county. Bridges are getting replaced, roadways are getting repaved, resurfacing. There's a lot of really good work that's happening. So the consequence with that, these necessary projects, is traffic delays and frustrated residents, but we hope that people are understanding that this just means that there are big investments that are coming into the town of Warwick. The state continues to hope that they're going to begin the repaving project of Route 94, going out to bid this fall and starting the work next spring. Obviously, we're going to keep holding them to that and making sure that they stick with their schedule. Jane Street Bridge, we are expecting the announcement for the Bridge in New York grant to come out anywhere between middle of June to the middle of July. The town board has expressed their commitment in replacing the Jane Street Bridge. We have applied, the town board has applied every single year for Bridge New York funding since that bridge was closed 4 years ago. And I did get unofficial word, but until I get something in my hand, we're not making any announcements on any funding for that, but we are committed to replacing the Jane Street Bridge one way or another. The county is doing a mosquito surveillance project. They've been doing this every single year. It's to look out for West Nile virus or other viruses that might be carried by mosquitoes. So you might see county people walking through the woods with little bird traps looking things. They're mosquito traps, and they're putting them in between July 1st and October, the end of October. And this is really just to monitor mosquito traffic in the town of Warwick, to look for these illnesses and the viruses that are carried by mosquitoes. So don't be alarmed if you see some of these people trekking through town parks or local neighborhoods. I wanted to commend a local organization, Small Things, which is the organization that's running the Food Truck Festival. They donated a check for $5,000 to cover the cost of an AED for one of our town parks. And between them and Leo Katie's Ford, we are able to purchase all of the necessary AEDs and equipment to comply with the new state law, which requires all parks within any town where recreation sports takes place to have an accessible AED. So I really want to thank Small Things for the many other things that they do to contribute to our community, which really I don't think many people know about, because they're never looking for coverage, they're never looking for thank yous or kudos, and it was a very incognito check drop-off, really just to support the program that we're doing, but they certainly deserve recognition and thanks. Another unsung hero in our community, the Warwick Lions Club, they donated $6,000 to put in new pickleball nets at the Mountain Lake Park pickleball court. And you know, the countless donations that the Lions make in Warwick is just incredible. They give so much back, and they ask for so little, if anything at all, and they really are an incredible organization that just is concerned about improving the town of Warwick and the residents here. So we thank them for their amazing donation to Mountain Lake Park. The town board discussed a new improvement at Thomas Morahan Waterfront Park, which is a town park located in the village of Greenwood Lake. The partnership with the Centennial Committee, the Village of Greenwood Lake is in its centennial year, 100-year anniversary, and the town board and Centennial Committee will partner on constructing a new park at the Brown property, which is a portion of the Thomas Morahan Waterfront Park, and it will create a really nice brick paver display, and then ultimately the Centennial Committee will be raising funds through a brick paver sale that will pay the town back for any money that we've spent on the park. So a really great partnership between the town board and the Greenwood Lake Centennial Committee, and I thank the town for their partnership on that. Some other updates that I made to the town board with regard to planning. We have an affordable lot component to our town code that's been in existence for over 20 years, and there has not been one single affordable lot built in the town of Warwick under this code provision. There is currently a subdivision, a 13, how many lot subdivision? 14 lot subdivision being built, proposed to be built in the town of Warwick, and we're going to look at how the code applies and really try to maintain the spirit of the law and ensure that it really does what it's intended to do, provide good character for the neighborhood, and also provide an affordable lot for those who need it, teachers, firefighters, police officers, and the like. But it does seem that the code is a little bit outdated, so the town board is going to review this and possibly make a change, possibly not, but I'm going to certainly encourage the town board to really review this component and make sure that it makes sense in the year that we're in right now. And the way that the formula works, it's tied to the interest rate. We have incredibly high interest rates right now, and it just doesn't seem to apply at the moment. So we're going to look at it, and I just updating the board on some of the challenges that we're meeting, the challenge that the planning board is facing, and seeing how we as a town board can adapt to the changes in times. And I think that this is a way that I've recommended, and we'll see how it progresses. I also updated the town board on the Black Bear Campground, which is next to the Village of Florida, certainly affects the Village of Florida as it does the entire town. And I just wanted to update them so that they're aware of what's happening in the planning board, and there's a public hearing, a continuation of the public hearing on that, which will be here in Town Hall on July 17th. And then we had one subdivision approved, the Round Hill 6-lot cluster subdivision approved, which is right off Wheeler Road. And the neighbors seem really happy about that one. It seems like a great project that went through. And for every subdivision that's built, we get $2,500 in our parkland fund for every single unit. So it's a great thing, I think, all around. That concludes my report. At this time, we will go into privilege of the floor on any general or any agenda items. None? Okay. Now we will move on to addendum number 3, which is new business and resolutions. I will make a motion to adopt a resolution to reappoint Brendan Wagner to the Shade Tree Commission for a term of 3 years to expire June 30th, 2027.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to adopt a resolution granting permission to Mark Venizzi to serve alcohol at the Mountain Lake Park on June 23rd, 2024. Certificate of liability and liquor liability insurance is on file in the clerk's office.
Second?
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to adopt a resolution granting permission to Jeff Honderkamp to serve alcohol at Mountain Lake Park on August 3rd, 2024. Certificate of liability and liquor liability insurance is on file in the clerk's office.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to adopt a resolution granting permission to Saliana Cotto to serve alcohol at Mountain Lake Park on July 20th, 2024. Certificate of liability and liquor liability insurance is on file in the clerk's office.
Second?
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to adopt a resolution granting permission to Eric Daly to serve alcohol at the Wickham Woodland Manor on June 27th, 2024. Certificate of liability and liquor liability insurance is on file in the clerk's office.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to adopt a resolution accepting a bid proposal from TJ Service to repair the AC unit at Mountain Lake Park at a cost not to exceed $6,300.
Second?
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to adopt a resolution authorizing the town clerk to execute the amendment to license issuing agent agreement entered into between the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation and the town of Warwick, which changes the format and delivery of sporting licenses.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
So this is because the state of New York is no longer going to give us paper, that wax paper that you get your hunting and fishing licenses on. It's whatever the term is, it's that nice stuff that doesn't tear and it can get wet. Now we have to print it on paper, right? Regular paper. So for anyone who likes to hunt or fish, try putting that in your back tags or in your pocket when you're fishing. Another really great thing from the state of New York.
Motion to adopt a resolution appointing Alyssa Madura as Pine Island Recreation Aide for the 2024 season at a pay rate of $10.75 per hour.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to adopt a resolution to refund $710 back to Joanna Zanet for the canceled party at Mountain Lake Park.
Second?
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to adopt a resolution approving 5 special events to be held at Dubco on June 23rd, July 13th, September 21st, and October 5th and October 19th. A certificate of liability of insurance is on file in the clerk's office.
Second?
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to adopt a resolution, are we on Gavin Glenn?
Yep.
I'm sorry. Motion to adopt a resolution to appoint Gavin Glynn as a lifeguard at Mountain Lake Park at a pay rate of $17.72 per hour effective immediately.
Second.
Can I amend that? He's a senior lifeguard. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yep, so, yeah, Tom, if you just want to.
Yep, I'll reread that.
Yep.
Motion to adopt a resolution to appoint Gavin Glynn as a senior lifeguard at Mountain Lake Park at a pay rate of $17.72 per hour effective immediately.
Thank you. Any second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. I make a motion to solicit bids for the purchase of propane tanks at Town of Warwick Properties.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Motion to adopt a resolution approving DPW and police surplus vehicles and parts that are no longer to be auctioned, that are no longer in use to be auctioned. A 2006 Ford F-350, VIN number FTWX31596EB62044 from DPW. 2007 Ford F-450, VIN number 1FDXX47P17EB15672 for the DPW. A 2008 Sterling dump truck, VIN number 3F6WK7658G351460 from the DPW. A 2015 Ford bus, VIN number FE4554 FDAO 6893 from the police.
Second.
Any discussion? These are surplus vehicles that is common. They'll be auctioned off through govdeals.com, and we'll be able to collect the revenue on these. And it's quite an interesting thing to see some of the bids that come in on some of these. You'd be surprised to know how much money we'd get. Any discussion? Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. All right, at this time, I would like to make a motion that we pay all audited bills.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried to pay bills. Privilege of the floor on any general topics. I look to the one member of the public in attendance. All right, thank you, very good. At this time, that concludes our meeting. Our next town board meeting will take place on June 27th at 7:30 PM, and it is always preceded by a workshop that is roughly 90 minutes prior to our 7:30 PM meeting, so it could be as early as 6, but sometimes occurs at 6:30 PM, and that is always open to the public. So I thank you all for coming out tonight and watching at home, and we'll see you again in a couple weeks. Can I have a motion?
Motion to
close?
adjourn?
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.